morning and welcome to Dominion Sport Update, where we bring you the biggest stories and making the headlines across football, athletics, table tennis and beyond. The Falconets have taken a crucial step towards the Under-20 Women's World Cup, edging Senegal 1-0 in the first leg of the qualifier in Abeokuta. In table tennis, Nigeria Aruna is closing on history as he chases 6th African Cup title in Benzin. On track, a Nigerian star leads up Europe and the US with Enoch Adegoke and Fola Olaoye headlining a brilliant weekend for Nigeria in athletics. And in continental football, Rivers United endured a tough night, suffering heavy defeat to Pyramid in the FC in the CAF Champions League. Across the Atlantic, the Seahawks defeated the Pirates 29-13 to claim the Super Bowl glory. All that made more with us right here on Dominion Sport. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have Sir Alimi Nuruddin with me this wonderful morning. You got guests used to the search.
I'll take that anytime.
Let me ask you, how are you feeling this wonderful morning? Look at what happened over the weekend. How's it like for you this wonderful morning?
It's nice. Good morning, Toluwanimi. Good morning, world. You said it all. You gave the highlights in your intro right now. There were actions on the local scene, athletics, tennis, Davis Cup right there in Lagos. Yeah. We had loads of fun, on the European tour, we had continental football, we had Rivers United over the weekend, we had league football, exciting times, tables changing, late goals and dramas, different, and I'm so excited to be back here again.
All right, definitely the excitement is on, and not to forget, we promise you that our guest Adegoke or Jenny will be joining us this wonderful morning as we talk local football and also grassroots football. Remember, it's the head coach and also the technical director of Tom FC. Fantastic one to see how grassroots football is developing in the hands of Adegoke or Jenny. The weekend is all about actions. Monday, definitely 40 actions will be taken off from the local front this wonderful morning in the MPFL, and trust me, result unfolding in some big games and some defeat to some teams who claimed they will be defeating the newbies Kun Khalifa, but that did not happen. Kun Khalifa picked up the victory against Shooting Star Football Club right there over the weekend on Sunday. Let's look at some of the results that happened on Sunday and also on Saturday. Bendel Insurance, Kennedy Boboye side, looks like a team in target for the continental ticket, defeating a Yimba Football Club. Yet again, worrying times for the People's Elephants.
Yes, worrying times for them, and we expected Bendel Insurance with the run of form they had recently to get the 3 points, and Yimba couldn't even complete their training sessions over the weekend. That's to show you what was expected or what we expected from them in the weekend. So now that we have the results out, I don't think Imba and their fans would like where they are right now. Have they sorted the issues with the backroom staff and payments and all? I yet to get answers to that, and this is the answer to the preparations they had over the weekend. Bendel Insurance 2-0 over them, and it was just what I expected from them over the weekend.
So for you expected this victory for Bendel Insurance?
Yes, they are informed in the last 15 games or so. They've won about 10 or 11, about 8 or 9, and drew some games. Narrow defeat to Shooting Stars in Ibadan. That's the last time they lost a game, and it's against the Imba that is not in form. They had a lot of issues. They just changed coach. The coach has not been able to get his training sessions complete. Against a team that is in form, and I expected nothing less from Bendel Insurance. If they couldn't get the 3 points against a struggling Imba side, I don't think they will get the tickets they want.
All right, let's look at Warri Wolves against El Kanemi Warriors. For you, a draw maybe needed for a team like Warri Wolves, but El Kanemi Warriors needed that win away from home.
Yes, they needed it, but they couldn't get it, and it's worrying time for them. El Kanemi Warriors, they need the point, but Warri Wolves should have done better because they are not entirely safe on the log of the table. They need more and more points, and these are the games you should win. And against El Kanemi Warriors, a struggling side, both teams are not all that, but they gave us a dead rubber game, and that's the end of it.
Kano Pillars picked up the victory against Remo Stars, relegation battle fight over the weekend, and it's troubled times yet again for Remo Stars. I want to ask you, are they going to relegate actually?
That's the question. I gave a different answer to last week. And this time around, it's looking like they don't have what it takes to get inside the relegation battles. But
It's marked the 25, and we have just a few more games
we
to
have
go.
about 13 matches to the end of the season, and I didn't expect them to actually pick up points in Kano against Kano Pillars. I watched a bit of the game, and they didn't look like the side that we saw.
There was an offside call, that gave so much, about the game on Sunday, and people were worried. Come on, what's the officiating, like in the MPFL? It's not taken yet.
That is the same question over and over again. And this to show you, at this stage of the season, a lot of problems are coming out from the league. We've had stadium issues about 2 weeks ago. We had team withdrawing from the competition. We had them putting them back in. There are a lot of irregularities that are marring the proper conduct of a league, and it's so sad. We named this Nigerian Premier Football League. It should be professional. We should get all bodies that are at stake, or everything that is needed to get the things done the right way. We should get them in place, from the officiating down to the player welfare, fixture congestion, any issue, security, everything, personnel, transport and all welfare and everything is not in place. And we've said this in several match days. We've seen questionable calls from officiating, from the officiating board or from the officials that officiated games, and it's so sad that games like this that are deciders, or that are very important for teams like Red Monsters and Kano Pillars, are marred by irregularities from the officials, and we should take this away from our football if we want to move forward.
I agree. You look at Wiki Tourist against Castor United.
It's a very funny game.
A funny game, actually.
They
One man got an hat-trick
yet
again, but there's so much that happened in this game. Officiating yet again.
And
also
again.
the fans
in discipline. And this is this spilled over from Kano Remo to Wiki Tourist, and the game had to be completed this morning, and he ended it 4-4 at the end of the day. But you said it all. There were officiating problems again, something we complained about in the Kano Pillar game. Live on TV, it was sad because we saw fans trooping out on the pitch, trying to get the game in this area, and they got their wish. The game had to be postponed to this morning. If it ended 4-4 at the end of the day, the guy got one of the players got an hat-trick in the game. Very good for him, but not good times, or not good thing for the face of football in Nigeria.
I agree. Ikorodu City against Niger Tornadoes, fantastic victory for the Lagos-based side. Much that you saw the fans, you saw the moment for some key players got back to the pitch. For Ikorodu City, and Akintayo back from injury. Key players now making big calls already for Ikorodu City. Do you see them still, maintaining momentum, most especially in their home front, going into the chase for the title, or maybe the continental ticket?
I see them going forward because the key players you mentioned came back at the right time for them. Yes, they struggled a bit towards the tail end of last year, towards the end of the first half of the league, but in the second half now, they have their players back, even without the coach. And that's to show you how a team that's properly run, how they move. If your team is doing things the right way, getting the key players, any coach that comes to the helm of affairs would get the team going, and any player that comes, we have 1 or 2 players out injured, the team can still galvanize themselves together and get the needed results. And they've been, we talked about consistency for them. Right. Now they seem to hit the ground running, and they're top of the table right now. This victory pushed them to the top of the table, even though Rivers United have some games they have games in hand, but right now Ikorodu City, with the victory yesterday, pushed them to the summit of the league, and very good for them, and they'll be looking forward to the next game. All
right, definitely Ikorodu City will be looking forward to the next game right there. I have Ayobami or Jenny joining us this wonderful morning. Top of the morning to you, my brother.
Yeah,
all right, once we can get Ayobami. Okay, Ayobami is with me. Good morning to you, my brother. How are you doing, sir?
Every person listening to the sound of my voice this morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning again, just like you said when you started the program, and a lot of action right there in the football scene, both on the local and international space. And the win for Ikorodu City to take them to the top of the table, the beautiful win for Manchester United, the late drama at Anfield yesterday night, the drama at the Wiki Tourist game, and so on and so forth. So it was a beautiful weekend, and of course, mad with both the good and the bad times. And it's good to be back here this Monday morning to discuss football.
I love that. And one significant thing I can see on the top of your head is the Shooting Stars cap. So maybe we can start from there. Definitely, I love that. All right, let's start with The story around Kun Khalifat, you saw what happened over the past weeks. Them saying they're not part of the team again. On Settled House, they are back in the MPFL, and yet they are defeating Shooting Stars on their home front 2-0. What does that prove for you going forward for the Continental ticket, and also as a Shooting Star fan?
Well, I would like to start from the Kun Khalifat issue because I feel the MPFL board is not handling the league the way they should be handling it. There are too lot of irregularities and stuff that should not be happening. There are too many decisions that have been taken that you consider how and why. Where did these people learn from? Where did they see this happen before? But it is what it is, and we just have to take it that way. It's still our league, it's still our country, it's still our nation, and it's our football. We still have to just continue hoping that it gets better one day. So back to the Kun Khalifat story. Well, I feel we lost what we should have taken as one of our major 3 points on the road this season, because Kun Khalifat is a ground where, or let me say the Danayan Stadium is a ground where everyone goes to pick, if not 3 points, at least a point. And looking at the back and forth around the club in the last 1 week, we had all it took to go there and pick maximum 3 points. But a lot of, how do I put it now, issues, a lot of surprising selections and decisions from the team cost us that game yesterday. And it's so sad. The 3 points yesterday, we have seen them, could have been the opener to a lot of other things, because we have an home game in hand. We also have an home game coming on Sunday, and with the 3 points yesterday, that should have been a prospective 9 points from what we had before. But it's so sad that right from March the 22 to March the 25, we are still on the same number of 35 points. But it is what it is. We keep supporting the club, keep going, like I said yesterday, of shooting.
What do you think went wrong for Nuri Nawero and his side yesterday? Because going into the game, I saw fans of 3SC waxing lyrical about getting the 3 points away from. What do you think went wrong for them yesterday? And where do you think they can improve going into the game this weekend?
Yeah.
Well, basically, I think it's selection. Because for me, I really believe in not changing a winning squad. We've been having a basic fan knows what the starting 11 of Shooting Stars is, and in most top teams that you see around the world, even if there will be any change in selections, it's always in the attack. Rarely will you find any team just changing their defense line anyhow or their midfield anyhow. Check the top teams of the world all around. It is very rare for a team to be changing players anyhow. And we had a Justice Akpanigolo who is in form, who has been playing since Captain Galifaki got injured right there in Kwara, and he has played, I think, over 10 games since November to the last game we played at Ikorodu City. And Galifaki just coming from injury makes a return and then just walks back into the team. It's questionable because there are some things that you don't just change. And also, we have Tijani Abdul Kabir, who has been the marshal of the midfield. Yes, Ibami Jr. is doing the creativity, but someone is holding the ball, someone is spreading the passes, someone is making those tackles, those interceptions in Tijani Abdul Kabir. And for no reason, we just get to find him on the bench. Initially when Alex Agawa came back, it was the kind of issue that, okay, the person who has been in that position is back. Let him play Tijani. Now we are dropping Tijani again, and we are not even finding Alex Agawa on the pitch because, of course, the average reservations about Alex Agawa as a person since he returned, because he has not been the person that we know. So initially we were seeing Agawa and Tijani. At a point we were seeing Agawa and this Steven guy. And then yesterday again, we had to see Azil, and then this time around Steven. So there's a lot of rotation that is going on that we don't really understand. We've been having the best pairing of Aziz, Tijani, right from the beginning of the season. I don't see any reason why the coach should be changing that. If anybody will be coming into the squad, it should be as a result of one of the starting 11 not performing well. That is what I understand about football. You don't change the winning team, but it's so sad that yesterday the coach did that. And even in the attack, we had 2 new signings just making their way into the pitch. Of course, the first guy had his debut at Ikorodu City some 2 weeks ago, but irrespective of that, I don't see them just coming into the team like that. I mean, Pele and the new signing we also got from Ikorodu City, Alade. And it's so sad that you are getting a new signing, and the first game after signing them, they make it straight into the starting 11. We had Ismail on the bench yesterday. We had Kamara on the bench yesterday, who could have started the game. But it's just so sad. Of course, I'm not the coach. I'm not the one training them, and I know he would have explanation for his decisions. But to me, as a fan, I don't think that was the best you could have yesterday.
Right. Because of our time, I'm just going to ask a few questions quickly. Looking at where Shooting Stars are on the log of the table, they are 7th behind an informed Better Insurance team. And the target this season, for Shooting Stars is to get the continental ticket. Is this still possible with 13 games to go?
Well, yes, it's still possible if we do what we are meant to do, if we do the right thing, because out of the 13 games, we are playing 7 on our home ground. If we pick all 21 maximum points, that is to 35, we have 56. We need at least 60 points to make the continent, 60 to 65 points. That means we still need to win at least 1 or 2 games on the road. And except we can get that done, the continental ticket might just be gone. But it's still not overboard. It's still something we can still clinch. And I feel if we can even win all our own games first, the outstanding game against Rivers, the game against Warri Wolves this weekend, and the remaining 5 games, I feel we still have a shot at it. Right. Only if the away wins are secured at least 1 or 2, of which everybody thought the one against Califas yesterday should have been an easy one to pick, but it was a yesterday.
All right, let me just ask you quickly. I don't know if you are still there.
The game has gone the way to go.
All right, let me just ask you quickly. Now, Shooting Stars made some signings, before the game against Queen Khalifa. Now, my question is, I give the credit, one of the teams that I've enjoyed when it comes to the enhancement of their media this season is Shooting Stars. Yeah. And I give the credit to, I don't know if I can have that picture displayed, but my question now is, you make signings, we don't know where they are being signed from, we don't know their positions, we can't even follow track of these signings and the positions of how we can even track their records. It's appalling to me, and I'm sure you're going to say 1 or 2 things about it, but he's a Shooting Stars fan and a passionate one for that. Do you accept such display? Because in senior climbs, we see where they're sent from, we know their positions, but it's difficult. I don't know if it's a left back, I don't know if it's a center forward, I don't know where it's signing from, and you just display 4 signings and we cannot even single-handedly say this is where they are from.
Well, on that, I would say that we are better appreciate the little we can get than nothing, because I totally understand your point. We should know where signs are coming from, we should know their positions. I had to ask because there's a community, I had to ask there on Saturday that this particular player we signed, where are they from, where do they play, and all of that. But thank God we even have information about the players that have been signed. Thank God we even know their names. Thank God we even know
I agree with you. Before we won't know.
In past years, you just get to the stadium and find new players on the pitch. I'm someone that likes to identify players by their numbers. And let's say I assume I know there's a player wearing jersey number 15 who is tall, and the next match day you just come, we find someone who is short wearing jersey number 15, then you are confused. Like, when was the change made? When did this player come in? But at least to an extent now, we are getting to know or to put a name to the faces of these players. So it's a work in progress. I know the media team also would still do better in that aspect. Of course, for some few players this season, we've been able to get information about where they were signed from. One of them is Alade, who was signed from Ikorodu City. We know he's a striker.
Also,
we know Lucky was once in Stars. Left and then came back. So we have some upgrades from, of course, what we had. Not even some upgrade, a lot of upgrades what we had from the last media team. So I feel it's still a work in progress, like I said, and we can only expect it to become better.
All right, let's move away from Shooting Stars. Let's talk TomTom FC quickly because of our time. What's grassroots development for you, and how has it been? Having to handle a grassroots system like TomTom FC.
Well, it's been fun because for me as a person,
What year did you start TomTom FC?
Passion.
What year?
It's more of okay, let me say 2021. We started off as Faculty of Technology All Stars here in the University of Ibadan. But to become TomTom FC properly, that started early 2024, January 2024 to be precise. That was the first time we set out to participate in a competitive game, in a competition properly, January 2024. So 2 years now officially as TomTom FC.
Beautiful. All right, so I'm asking you, what's grassroots development like, managing such players, and what's the goal? What's the goal, that you are set to achieve in the next years to come?
Well, like I said on Friday, okay, let me start from what it feels like. Of course, like I said, it is fun, it is passion for me, and for the boys, for the crop of players that we have currently, we just wanted to play football, like I said. Then it was just a crop of boys who just wanted to play football, enjoy themselves, and in the long run, we decided to just make it official and do the proper things and start a proper club. So our major challenge so far, of course, is finance. We have to go for away games. We have to fund the club. We have to get merchandise and all of that. But so far, it's been fun. We've been having a time of our lives. I won't lie, because it's more of a team for us. It's more of brotherhood, because a lot of us came in together as freshers into the University of Ibadan in 2020, and 5 years after, we are still together, playing football together and all of that. So for what the goal is, we are looking at, or we are aiming at serving as a pedestal, or let's say for young athletes who want to do football at school together. I was listening to Victor Osimhen speaking to the young mix players earlier today, and one of the things he mentioned was that irrespective of how much you play football, ensure you add education to it. And the Nigeria of today, like I said on Friday also, football is a business of 10 to 15 years, after which you have to fall back on something. So education is still very important. So TomTom FC is coming in as a platform for young athletes, young students who come into the University of Ibadan community, but who still want to play football, who still want to venture the business of football. We have some of our players whose profile has been sent to clubs both within and outside the country, and we can only hope for the best for them, because like I said, it started as fun for us, and over the years we've seen that we could actually do more, and we are on the right track for that. And aside from funding, we really don't have a lot of issues like that. So it's been a beautiful ride all along, and we can only hope for more.
All right, come on, Coach. What position do you play? If I may ask you quickly, it's up to James now. What position do you play?
Well,
It looks like a goalkeeper.
I don't play like before. I don't play again, but I used to be a goalkeeper then.
Okay, Nurudin already said you look at a goalkeeper.
You look like a goalkeeper.
And it looks like TomTom FC are winning, because I can see medals at the back and some trophies at the back also. It looks like it's a winning team.
Well, like I said, we set up for our first competitive game in 2024, and we lost 2 finals though. We lost the competition on finals. Okay. The following year we competed again. We lost on finals, but thankfully we won the last one we competed for. That was October 1st, 2025. We won against the same team that beat us the first 2 finals. Beautiful. And it's a good feeling, like I said, and that's the first in our cabinet, and we can only hope for more.
Beautiful. All right, I will just let you go because of our time. I want to thank you, Coach Ayobami Ojeniyi, of TomTom FC, and definitely we'll be rooting for you, and we'll always love to have you on the show right here on Dominion Sports.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. And yes, like you said, whenever you call again, I'll definitely be ready to come on
Thank you
board.
very
Beautiful.
much.
Thank you so much, Coach. All right, let's move away from that. Fantastic one. I will hope
Fantastic
for the very
chat.
best, for that. The result also, and also the table, we'll be talking about that, but we must move swiftly because of our time. Let's talk about the Under-20 World Cup Falconets as they secured the slim first leg victory over Senegal. Nigerian Falconets claimed a narrow 1-0 victory over Senegal in the first leg of their 2026 FIFA Under-20 World Cup third-round qualifier in Abeokuta on Saturday. The hosts dominated early proceedings with Kafayat and Shikrat Mashoud creating chances, while goalkeeper Christina Ozoma denied Senegal through a fine save. Ndiaye. Also, Nigeria suffered a setback before halftime as Janet was forced off injured, but Chiamaka Iziego cleared off the line to keep the score level at the break. Coach Moses Adiku, second half change paid off a substitute. Chinaza Ifeanyi headed home a shoot corner in the 50th minute to give Nigeria the lead. Late on, Ifeanyi later missed 2 clear chances to extend the advantage, while Mashoud remained a constant threat before being substituted late on. Nigeria will take on slim advantage into the second leg in Dhaka next week, Saturday. For you, victory for the girls.
Yes, victory for them. We talked about it on Friday. The preparations went on the way it was supposed to go. We saw glimpses of good performances from them. It was so sad to see the striker go out injured early in the game, and I hope the NFF and the medical team are looking into getting her back to full fitness, because she's one of the most exciting players for the Falconets, and it's going to be sad to see her out for about 4 or 5 months. The injury looks very serious, but we wish her all the best, and we wish the Falconets good luck in their second leg on Saturday in Senegal.
So it's possible we get a qualification to Poland?
Yes, I expect them to go through. if we had our striker on, some of those chances that we lost towards, like you mentioned when you were giving a review,
the late chances,
I feel she would have buried one of those chances and given us a LD lead. But I don't see the Senegal side. I saw them play on Saturday. They are not all that exciting. I'm not seeing them being a thorn in the flesh for the Falconets. So I expect them to go through. Maybe a draw, a win on Saturday. We'll see what happens during the weekend.
All right, definitely we'll see what happens during the weekend. But before that, Rivers United lost to Power. Come on, man. I'm wondering where are we right now, because to Pyramids, I kind of understand the situation with Rivers United. It looks done and dusted already.
It looks done and dusted. They are just completing. They're just
trying to complete.
Yeah, this is just formalities.
Formalities.
Not abandoning games and getting stricter sanctions from CAF. I told you 2 weeks ago, going into the game against Power Dynamos, I didn't see them, because I don't see any current Nigerian team competing in the NPFL with enough quality players to play on the continent and compete with these guys. These guys have proper structure, move with the way they're supposed to move. Yes, they have their own issues too as well, but we don't see it come out to the fore as constantly as it does on the NPFL scene, and we don't have the right personnel or the quality to prosecute and win games like this. The last time Nigerian teams competed on the continent was years back.
Maybe far back 2002.
2004, the time the Abu Aziz
and the Yimba, and the likes.
Yeah, although, and if you see
Vincent
those teams,
Eyama.
if you see those teams on the NPFL that time, you see the quality of these guys, and you see them break to the national team. You see it constantly. But now the players on the home scene are nothing to write home about. I'm sorry to say, but they are not yet on that level to compete with teams like Pyramid on the continent. Yeah. I think Rivers United scored first.
They scored first, yet again conceding again 4 goals.
4 goals. So
on their home turf.
It's just the disparity in quality of players both teams are fielding, and at the end of the day, Rivers are just there to complete the numbers, come back home, and let's see what they can do on the home scene. All
right, let's move away from that. Let's talk Aruna Quadri as it chases 6th African title in Libya, Benghazi. Nigeria table tennis star Quadri Aruna is 2 wins away from his 6th ITTF African Cup title as he heads into the semi-final in Libya. The 5-time champions are crushed into the last 4 with dominant 4-love victory over Libya Abib in the round of 16, and Egypt Badr Mustafa in the quarterfinal. Is now going to face Algeria Miadid for a place in the final where he could meet reigning champion Omar Assar of Egypt. or Algeria's Stephen Owache. Aruna is the only West African left in the North African-dominated semi-final lineup and remains Nigeria's sole representative after Olajide Omotayo and Fatima Bello were eliminated. Omotayo lost to Ochachi in the round of 16, while Bello exited the women's single at the quarter-final stage. The tournament, which also serves as a qualifier for the 2026 ITTF World Cup, is being held at the Aruna Sport Club in Benghazi. Aruna's biggest rival remains Azar, Africa's most decorated men's single player with 6 titles, while Aruna is bidding to add to his 5 previous African Cup crowns. For you, is it possible? Because it looks like this man is ready.
While you were reading out the results from the event over the weekend, Omar Asara has always been a thorn in the flesh for Aruna Quadri. Past 2 or 3 events they've met, Asara has defeated Quadri, but Aruna Quadri, we talked about him last week, it looks like the hope for the Nigerian contingent competing at this game.
Oh, how long? How long? Can't we have newbies? How long? It's been called over the years.
That's the question for the ITTF and to answer. And
I agree.
We expect more. We talked 2 weeks ago and last week. We had loads of grassroots stories coming out saying they want to bring young athletes to propel them for greatness in the games. And for Aruna Quadri, he's coming towards the end of his career. He's written his name in the history of table tennis in Nigeria. And if we have players like him raising our flags, and for the women that competed for us at the competition as well, we need more younger players to toe the path of these people to keep the story of table tennis continuous in Nigeria. All
right, that's the update coming through from the ITTF, and we hope for the very best for Aruna Quadri as it chases the 6th, title right there at the ITTF. Let's take more stories making the front this wonderful morning is coming from athletics right there as Adegoke Olaoye cap brilliant Nigeria athletics weekend. Nigerian athletics produced an impressive run of performance over the weekend, highlighted by strong showings from Enoch Adegoke, Fola Olaoye, and Samuel Algazi and Saeed Salam as the Spark indoor meeting in Dortmund. Olympic finalist Enoch Adegoke ran a personal best of 6.7 seconds in the men's 60 meters heat, while Fola Olaoye finished 4th in the final, equaling his personal best of 6.60 seconds. The standout moment came in the United States, where 19-year-old Samuel Algazi clocked 44.85 to win the indoor 400-meter at the New Mexico College Classic, becoming the 2nd fastest African of all time indoors and the fastest African this season. His run also set a facility record and placed him joint on 13th on the world all-time list. In Europe, Nigerian-born sprinter Saeed Salam claimed men's 60-meter titles at the Russian Winter Indoor Meet in Moscow with a world-leading personal best of 6.48 seconds, while Samson Nathaniel won the men's 400 for the 7.01 seconds. It's all good, for our athletes when it comes to indoor games, preparing them for the bigger test to come.
Yes, exciting times for athletics in Nigeria. Yes, it's early times, it's early this season, but these are the performances we need for them continuously, for them to get the entry into the big events like you mentioned. And all stories that came out of it, both from the male and female events for athletics this weekend, fantastic, setting the record for himself, good for him and good for Africa and good for Nigeria as a whole. So we expect more and more for them. This is just the beginning. This is a starting point for them. We need more consistent performances for them, and the Athletic Federation
I was about saying that,
taking care of them, because you're noticing these guys now. We don't want to get close to events now and we start hearing stories of, yes, their logistics or their partners for their uniform or getting them into the event is an issue. Or these guys are doing, and don't be surprised if you hear the story of the performances or the preparations of these athletes going to these indoor meets and competitions they currently do. Most of these players fund themselves, keep themselves to get themselves in shape for this, and just come out to don the colors, to be patriotic for the country and bring it out. So we have stories coming out from these players or these athletes performing well on the world stage right now. The AFN should tap into this and get the structure, the necessary structure on the right way going, because this is not we are not yet at the foray of, we still have the Olympics coming up, we have world meets coming up, so you have ample time to prepare for these competitions, for these athletes, and for the image of the country as well. So kudos to them for representing the country well, and we hope for more from them.
All right, definitely. We're going to hope for more from them, and we hope that they stay free from injuries. Let's take the last story making the rounds in the world of sport this wonderful morning on Dominion Sport, that is coming from the Super Bowl. Fantastic one to see that the Seahawks beat the Patriots 29-30 to win the Super Bowl. The Seattle Seahawks produced a dominant defensive display to outmuscle the New England Patriots 29-13 and clinch a comprehensive Super Bowl victory on Sunday. The NFL showpiece on living by a joyous halftime performance from Rika superstar Bad Bunny largely failed to deliver in terms of thrills on the pitch and the Levi Stadium right there in Santa Clara, California. The Seattle quarterback Sam Adona threw one touchdown, and quicker Jason Myers slotted the Super Bowl record at 5 field goals. The Seahawks clinched the Vince Trophy for a second time. The New England Drake Maye has been bidding to become the youngest quarterback in the NFL history to win the Super Bowl after leading the Patriots through a resurgent regular season campaign. But when 3-year-old endured a nightmare outing in the biggest game of his young career, getting sacked 6 times and failing to get the Patriots offensive moving through. The New England was forced to punt away 8 of the 6-9 possessions, although they finally got into the end zone with a quarter touchdown. Myers' mystery continued with an interception from the lead to Myers' field goal. This has given the Seattle Hawks a beautiful victory right there. For you, when we got the story this morning, I was so surprised because we have Nigerians born in the Seattle Hawks right there, and we saw so much jubilation.
Yes, for the NFL, the Super Bowl is the pinnacle, and everybody looks forward to it, not only for the actions on the field, for the halftime show. And this year was headlined by Bad Bunny. We had loads of celebrities all over the world lined up, and it was just colorful. Even the president of the United States had remarks for the performance of Bad Bunny. Yes, there were one or two question marks, but on the field of play, you can see right there on your screen, Kenneth Walker. He went on with the MVP. He had a fantastic performance yesterday, or over the night for us here in this part of the world, and it was just colorful to see. It was beautiful to see. It's the end of the season right now. The teams that lost and the teams that couldn't make it to the playoff would have the time to sit back and galvanize themselves to get things that went wrong right in the coming season. And congratulations to Seattle, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
Definitely, we're looking forward to the next season. I just want to inform you that on Wednesday we have a guest, a female, join us on the show on Wednesday, talking about the Davis Cup. It was fantastic. It was mouth-watering.
And Nigeria won, and so definitely. That capped it off, and was very interesting. And they are moved to the World Cup Group 2 now. We are going to get full dissection of what happened and what next for the ITTF in Nigeria, or the Tennis Federation in Nigeria to move forward. So it was exciting for the fans in Lagos. There were beautiful matches. One of the players from the Uzbekistan, that faced Nigeria, came with a player that defeated Novak Djokovic. So it was just exciting to see.
I'm sure.
And Adele, he put Nigeria on the map with his good performance. He won the last game to get Nigeria to the next stage, and we are looking forward to Wednesday to get more from that.
All right, definitely. On Wednesday, we'll get more from the Davis Cup, and you'll be definitely sure to enjoy Dominion Sport. We serve all things sport on the go. And that's a wrap as we wrap it on today's sport, from crucial World Cup qualifiers to record-chasing performance and global showdown. It's been another action-packed moment in the world of sport. Thanks for staying with us. Don't forget to keep supporting your team and keep the conversation going. And join us next time for more updates, analysis, and stories that matter. I am Abe Paul Toruwanimi. Until next time, stay winning, and make sure you support your team, and make sure you subscribe to Dominion Broadcast. We leave you with the very best of all updates across the world of sport. Thank you so much for joining us this wonderful morning. All right, and also to my producer and the crew, I say a big thank you. Stay safe, stay blessed, and bye for now.